policies, what is written, the cushions that have been put in place, and the projections do not match. Sadly, other members in this parliament spent 4 days arguing over the 5% increment. And unfortunate statements were made. Some were saying, oh, it is them over there in the APC that are the importers of rice. They are the business people. The business people are criminals in this country. That is unfortunate. Mr. Speaker, I remember in the last parliament, I called your office.
Mr. Speaker.
Noted. Mr. Speaker, in the 5th parliament, I remember there was a report done by the Ministry of the Trade Committee in this parliament, in which we called people in the cement sector to come to this parliament and explain to us why there was an increase in price. Mr. Speaker, I called for that report to be debated in this one. You echoed your voice to it, you agreed, and that report was never presented. Why am I referring to that report? Mr. Speaker, our business people are going through a lot. Whenever there is a shock in an increase in the dollar, they still cushion their prices. So when you take the subsidy and the increments in the dollar, you find out that the increments in the dollar surpasses the subsidy that government is giving. They are not of a man. So we are saying, increasing, when you look at the annex of this project, and the projection in the increase of dollar, plus a 5% tax added to rice, is killing our people. That is killing. In the area of agriculture, Mr. Speaker, in the area of agriculture, I am not one who believes the feed salon will work. It's not out of bad faith. It's not out of bad faith. Mr. Speaker, all the issues in this project, buying of seeds, fertilizer, and every other thing that has been mentioned here, has been in operation in the last 5 years. But I'll shock you, Mr. Speaker. When it comes to rice, the rice that are being supplied to our farmers are supplied in June, when the planting season is already over. What has been done to rectify that? Fertilizer is supplied in August. What do you do with that as a farmer? Nothing. So the problem is, what we see allocated to the research institute is so small that we cannot do effective research in the agriculture sector. When you look at what is allocated to the seed multiplication, it still means, as a nation, we still have to depend buying seeds out of Sierra Leone. Why not our local produce seeds here? Mr. Speaker, let me come back to the 5%. I thought that tax was going to be an incentive, that if you are importing rice into Sierra Leone, but you are also participating in agriculture in certain ton, you will not pay that 5%. That would have been a way for our importers to confiscate and help and boom our agriculture sector. If you are importing rice in Sierra Leone and you are also buying from our local farmers to boost their own economic growth, at least you have 25%. Let me end, Mr. Speaker. There is a bad culture in Sierra Leone, in which most times Sierra Leoneans go out, they see countries and they come back and they start comparing those countries to us. In the 5th parliament, it was always Rwanda. And in this 6th parliament, it's Singapore. Mr. Speaker, whether your own side or the honorable from Western area, there was something missing about Singapore that you did not tell us. And that is where it's sad. Go to Singapore. They are very taxed. If you add up to $14,000 US, you are not paying a single tax on that. In Sierra Leone, the ordinary military officer who is paid 25 and 2,500 or how you call it now, 2 million euros, is paying 30% of pay. When you go to what they earn as dividend from shares, Mr. Speaker, in Singapore, if you invest in commercial bank, your dividend out of share is tax-free. And that is why most investors around the world take their money to Singapore. In Sierra Leone, they will tax you if you are having a dividend.
And with that,
let me conclude that when people make example of Sierra Leone in other nations, let them go to the details. and tell us what is good and what is boosting their economy. Not to come and make us look bad as if our country is worst off in the world. Thank you very much.